Chapter 17. Lifting the Veils of Illusion. Lifting the veils of illusion means being able to remember who you are and what your higher purpose is. It is going beyond the illusions created by living in the density of matter and remembering the truth of the higher realms. It is knowing that your consciousness is your primary causal reality. It is learning to see the world through the eyes of your higher self, knowing what is truth and what is illusion. Reality and truth depend on your rate of vibration. The higher your vibration, the more you are able to love yourself and view others with compassion. At one level of vibration, revenge may be a way to handle the feeling of being wronged. Revenge wouldn't be that person's truth. At a higher vibration, a person might understand cause and effect and know the power of sending love to the one who wronged them. As you increase your rate of vibration, your truth will expand and the veils of illusion will disappear. Illusions promise to give you one thing, but actually give you something else. You may have experienced this when you got something you wanted and it didn't give you what you thought it would. One woman thought all her problems with her husband would be solved by having a baby. After having one, she realized that the baby brought her much joy, but it didn't solve the problems she had with her husband. Some people think that material wealth will solve all their problems. They often learn as they accumulate money that their problems increase unless they work directly on solving them. They come to realize that money cannot give them inner peace, solve their relationship problems, or make them feel safe until they work directly on those issues. How might your life change if all the illusions were gone and you could just know a higher truth? You would create those things that fulfilled you and best represented who you are. You would be able to accurately assess situations and know what action to take to produce the results you wanted. You would know what level to come from as you talked and worked with people, because you would recognize the level of their understanding and development. You would tell yourself the truth about how things are and look beyond appearances to know what is real. You would not necessarily believe in what you were told. You would know what was true for you. You would stand by your beliefs, even if others around you believed in something different. You would have a clear vision of your purpose and know what actions to take to accomplish it. You would see beyond people's personalities to their higher selves. You would not let self-doubts or thoughts that you weren't good enough pull you from your path. Believing in yourself and your path, you would have greater strength and courage to carry out your work. When you were very young, some of you did not want to see your reality as it was and slowly closed down your vision. Some of you literally reduced your seeing and had to wear glasses to restore your vision. Affirm that you are now ready to see the world clearly. Some people find their eyesight improving when they decide they are willing to see the world as it really is and lift the veils of illusion. Let go of your judgments to see beyond illusions. Judgments stop you from seeing things as they really are. Learn to observe without comparing, projecting your thoughts into others, evaluating, or making up stories about what is happening. For instance, you watch a sunset. You might say, "The warm and loving sun gently laid herself to rest behind the tired old hills, sighing as she spread the last of her glory over the land." Or you could say, "The sun went down behind the hills, and there were strands of gold and red in the sky." The latter way describes things just as they are without adding your interpretations or feelings. How much do you color what you perceive with your judgments, projections, or interpretations? Practice describing things to yourself just as they are without any stories describing them, and you will see beyond the illusions created by your perceptions. To understand how you project your feelings about things onto other people, take any object and place it in front of you. Mentally describe to yourself how it feels. You may realize how much of your worldview and feelings you project onto others as you do this. For instance, one girl looking at a chair said that the chair felt tired of having people sit on it all day, never appreciating the load it was carrying. She projected onto the chair her feelings that people used her and didn't appreciate the load she was carrying. When you judge others, you are often projecting your thoughts about reality onto them. Those thoughts may not describe them accurately at all. For instance, if you see people yelling at their children in a store, you might think they are bad parents. Instead, they may be tired, under pressure, or doing what is perfect for their children at that moment. Sending them love will do more to lift them than your negative judgments. As you get beyond judgment and learn to see people through the eyes of compassion, you will feel an increasing oneness with them. Watch people without making any judgments about who they are, and you will sense more about them. Find something beautiful about each person and practice sending light or love to them through your eyes and heart. You cannot serve people when you separate yourself from them by judging them. We guides and your higher self do not judge you. We send you a steady stream of love and focus on how good and beautiful you are. By focusing on what is good in you, we empower you to be all you can be. You may have illusions about who people are because of your attachments to them. Because many of you are natural healers and teachers, you have the ability to perceive how someone might fulfill more of their potential. Some of you are living for the day when your loved ones will become all you know they can be. You may not want to face the reality of who they are right now. Although it is good to hold a high vision of people, it is also important to see them clearly and love them for who they are right now. Do you live with a fantasy of who someone might become and not accept this person as they are? Or do you see your loved ones without illusions and love them just as they are? You can assist them in growing by focusing on their strengths rather than their weaknesses. Acknowledge their divinity. Illusions can come when you look only at the surface of something and don't go beyond appearances to examine what's inside. This is like buying a house based on its outside appearance without examining the interior. You sometimes do this with people when you judge them by their appearances without getting to know them. Great masters have no trouble walking unrecognized among you. All they do is assume the appearance of someone who doesn't meet your picture of what a high being ought to look like, and you never recognize them. Learn to see the bigger picture of who people are by looking beyond the roles they play. As you do, you are going beyond outer appearances and seeing the reality of their higher selves. Relate what they are doing with their lives to its higher purpose for them. For instance, someone whose job is typing may be using that activity to learn how to connect her mind with her hands. It may be a necessary step for her to open her higher path of healing through her hands. Carpenters may be learning to bring their joy and others' vision from the abstract mental planes into physical reality. Think of a friend and their job. See if you can find a deeper meaning for this job. You cannot tell who people are from their earthly activities. It is an illusion to think that if you are spiritually evolved, you might be famous or highly visible as a spiritual teacher. Many high beings live alone, work telepathically on the inner planes of reality to broadcast peace and answer the calls for guidance from awakening souls. Many have quiet positions of service as gardeners, teachers of children, potters, and caretakers. Only a few high beings volunteer to be visible. Fame and wealth do not indicate one's enlightenment. Both highly evolved and less evolved people have fame and wealth. Illusions come from accepting others' thoughts and beliefs without questioning their value to you. Mass agreement that things are a certain way can create illusions. Whole populations can believe something to be true until someone proves differently. At one time, it was thought that the sun revolved around the earth. A few individuals have changed the course of history by questioning such mass beliefs and having the courage to explore their new theories. You are the healers, teachers, and leaders. You came to create new possibilities and bring through higher truths about abundance, planetary peace, ecology, and more. To do that, you need to see the world clearly. Don't accept things just because others do. Question what you are hearing and reading. Learn to go beyond what is commonly held to be true and discover your own truth. Through your ideas about food, healing with energy, ecology, peace, animal rights, human rights, and other issues, you are bringing a higher truth to the earth plane. Follow your heart and believe in your truth, not what others or society tells you is best. As you discover what is true for you, you will assist others in finding a higher way by your example. How do you lift the veils of illusion? You start by asking your higher self to lift them and being willing to see what is revealed. Question things you have taken for granted. Explore new areas. Imagine you are a small child or that you have just arrived on the planet and are examining things for the first time. Integrity is living the truth you know. Integrity is an important aspect of spiritual growth. It is acting, talking, and behaving in ways that honor yourself and others. It is examining things before you do them and doing only those things that you know to be true. Living in integrity, in harmony with your beliefs and values, will accelerate your growth and make the process more joyful. Integrity will bring clarity and order to every area of your life. Examine the opportunities that come your way and choose to take them not because they seem glamorous, but because they make a contribution to others. To lift the veils of illusion, you will need to learn your truth and come from your integrity. You may be challenged to come from your heart with people rather than from your will. To follow your heart is to find your higher truth. You can find a higher truth by focusing on serving others. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and do only those things that honor both of you. Know what your deeper values are and follow them. Find a way for both of you to win, rather than thinking that one of you must lose if the other is to win. Coming from your integrity and seeing through illusions takes courage. Before you lift the veils of illusion, you may not be certain that you will like what you see. Once you lift them, you will gain a greater ability to know truth and recognize your and others' higher selves. You will be able to focus on your higher purpose and become your own authority. As you lift the veils of illusion, you will gain enormous rewards. True spiritual power comes from being able to see things clearly. Lifting the veils of illusion meditation. This meditation can be found now on the end screen of this video or in the description box below. What stuck out to you in this chapter? Let us know in the comments below, and enjoy.